Hello and welcome to Repreneur TV. I am your co-host Velma Gallant. I'm super excited to have you here today. I have a very special guest to share with you today. Business is a really important topic for us here at Entrepreneurs, and I have some really excellent and juicy information for you. Today's topic is infinite list building strategies. Krista Inochovsky has been helping entrepreneurs and professionals for years to expand their vision of life, love, and success. She is the founder of Expand Your Life Coaching, a certified life coach, trained mastermind facilitator, yoga instructor, and more, who helps people develop the skills they need to improve their habits, beliefs, and actions to live fulfilled. Krista is the co-founder of the Infinite List, which is the #1 list building membership community for expertpreneurs and coaches. So welcome to the call, Krista.
Thank you, Velma. It's great to be here. It's great to be talking to a group of heart-centered entrepreneurs. I love that. You can kind of tell from my background where I am and actually who we get to help at Infinite List. So such a great fit. Thanks for having me.
I am super excited to go over this topic because, of course, there's this saying out here, the money's in the list. And there's a lot of people that will go back and forth to you with us, whether or not that's true or not. But you can't deny that there is money in the list.
100%. That expression, Jeff Walker said it, Amy Porterfield says it. It's the money's in the list because we all have things we want to offer. Whether it's inviting people to an event, to work with you, to a program, whenever you have something, I mean, I know you can relate to this, Velma, when you're like, all right, I've got this great thing. I've been working so hard and I'm ready to bring people into my world. And you're like, if only I had more people to share it with.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a big part of what list building is. As long as you're always adding people, not just anybody, we don't just want names, but if you're adding right fit people who are interested, they've already clued in and raised their hand and said, I'm interested in the work that you do. Tell me more. The bigger that list is, the bigger chance, the greater impact we're able to make. And of course, the more sales we want to make. And no matter how heart-centered you are, we have to know that a business has to include sales or we're not in business.
Exactly. And I love how you express that it's important to have the right people on our list, because while it is in essence a numbers game,
Mm-hmm.
I certainly want to have the right numbers in there.
Exactly. And we can talk about ways that you can add people to your list. We'll kind of cover that. There's a variety of ways, but there's also a lot of ways that are kind of expensive and timely, and the world's constantly changing, and social media is changing, and the ad prices, and just to get your information out there on Google, on paid ads, on Facebook, etc. It's getting harder and more expensive. So I know we want to keep in mind the cost per lead. What is it taking both in time and effort, and what is it taking in price? And that's what we'll get to talk about today.
Right. And I think this is going to be a really valuable topic, because I know one of the things that Terry teaches is how important it is to nurture your people. They come to you. They don't necessarily buy right off the bat. We want to be able to have that opportunity to create a connection and get to know the people that we are servicing. And I know one of the things that you like to teach is how to know your audience and making sure that we do have the right offer for them. Can you say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. But before we really can do much of anything else with our business, we need to know who we're talking to. So it's important to have clarity on who your ideal client is. And then you also want to have a vision of where you're taking them. At the end of the day, what are you wanting to sell them? Because that's how people are going to work with you. And the price of what you're going to sell, what the offer is, all that's going to come into consideration when you're looking for those people to add to your list. Right? Because if you haven't really thought about what your offer is, and you just kind of start haphazardly adding people into your world, they might be women. Okay, you got one aspect, right? They might be interested in mindset, you got another aspect, right? But there could be some really other different factors, including how much you're wanting them to spend with you, how much time they're willing, where they are in their life and business. So take the time to get clear on who your ideal client is and what you plan to offer, because then we're going to work backwards to create a lead magnet.
Okay. Okay. And that makes a lot of sense. When you said a vision of where you're taking them, it actually felt like, what kind of tour like a travel tour, right? Like where are you taking them? And I think that's not a bad analogy to be bringing to that, because we really are bringing our clients or our potential clients on a bit of a journey through the processes that we have. And I think that's really important, that when we are clear on who our ideal client is and what is it we're going to give them.
Yeah, I love that analogy of the journey, Velma. I actually use that in a lot of my own personal work when I talk about, even to myself with my own story, like I see my life as a journey. So we can definitely use that with this as we're taking our clients on the journey. Even before we know who the client is, we need to know who we want them to be. So we can start, like, kind of back it up a little bit. And now you're, I don't know, maybe you're at the train station and you're wanting to call the right people into your group to start following you down the path. And so that's what we're going to do with our lead magnet. Now, do you think that your group has a pretty good idea what a lead magnet is?
I think they do. However, I know this is going to end up out on YouTube land, so I think it's still a valuable conversation for us to have. How would you define a lead magnet?
Yeah, absolutely. So lead magnet, also known as a freebie or a free offer or a free gift, it is something of value that you're going to share with someone. And in return, you invite them to this free, valuable thing. And they'll go, hey, I think I'd like that. And they'll give you your name and email address so that you can then send it to them. So that's the simple version of it. We create them on a landing page. So you're going to use one of your software. It's going to have what the gift is. And we want something that is easily consumable and readily available and talks right to your potential audience, that's going to tell them more about the work that you do. So that's, again, why we want to be clear on where you're taking them, so you're inviting the right people into your world.
Right.
So go ahead.
This is our tour flyer.
Exactly. This is your tour flyer, and it's, calling in the right people. And you don't want to work with vegetarians, and you start off with a flyer that gives them free meatball subs.
Here's your recipe for a meatball sub. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Along the way, they're like, but wait, I don't want to learn about how to be, your vegetarian tips. So it is about starting that conversation that shows them where you're going and what you're an expert in. And when they go, oh, cool, I want that. Now, we have lots of resources, and we have trainings in our Infinite List membership, and there are places you can go to find great variety of ideas for your lead magnets. But the main thing is it is readily available and easily consumable. People want to win. A quick win. Put in their name and email address. You've piqued their curiosity. It's maybe 5 tips to get started on your next podcast. And you're like, oh, I'm starting a podcast. What do I need to know? You get the PDF, gets sent right to your email right away. And you go through, read it. You can take some action. I got a good win. I like the experience. And now I know that Krista's an expert in this. I can ask her more questions. And then you're going to follow up with an email sequence that's starting to nurture them and take them through what's next and take them on the next step of their journey. So creating a great lead magnet is really important. Really important. Again, yeah, go ahead.
I like that a lot. What you had said was readily available, so easy for them to get to, so a quick and easy download, right? And easily consumable, so not overwhelming information.
Not like 5 hours worth of video training content, because they'll look at that and go, oh, I don't have 5 hours right now, or I don't have that much time. I'll do it later. And guess what happens to the stuff they put in the do it later pile?
Yeah.
And
Well, and you haven't built a relationship with them enough to give them that much content that they're going to trust you that it's worth their 5 hours.
exactly.
Right. So I think that's really important. So easily consumable. And what I also loved about what you shared was give them a win. So something that they can take action on, that they can celebrate at the end and say, okay, I'm moving forward. And I think that creates the excitement and the desire for what's my next bite? Where's that going to take me?
Yes. So that's a whole other story in itself, which we can get to, which is what's the next bite. It's what we call an indoctrination sequence or a nurture sequence. You don't want to go, here's my free tip sheet. Did you like it? And now would you like to join my program for $9.97? Because that doesn't feel good either, right? We don't want to go from A to Z too fast. So it's an
Right.
opportunity to invite them over to social media, to give them the next tip. Maybe now there's a little training video, but we're nurturing them in a nice way that they're getting to know more of the work that you do and getting them warmed up for how they can work with you in a paid offer. And of course, our end goal in all of this is to bring on a new paying client, which is really important. But
I, I like that. I like that a lot because, you're talking about connecting them to your social media, giving them a next tip. I mean, these are all, it's like walking through a cocktail party, and there's all of these little appetizers, right? You're not inviting them straight to your trip. It's like, okay, here, I've given you one little puff pastry. Let's go on a trip together.
Whoa, too fast, too fast. So here's the other thing. Once you get your lead magnet that you're really excited about, you're going to want to think, where can I put this? Like, this is great. And you realize that the more eyeballs you can get on your lead magnet, the more chance you have of people opting in to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And since this is in my realm of expertise, I've liked everybody else who does anything on this topic on social media. So now I'm getting all of everybody who does it, right? Which is so fun to be able to compare what's going on in the world that you're in. You probably do the same thing in your niche. And, I even hear from experts that are talking about, what I mean is like the big, big, big names. And they talk about lead magnets. And there was a tip that was given, or was like even the next part of the strategy was like, and then where do you put it?
Mm-hmm.
3 of the places that were said to put it were 3 different places on your website. And I was like, ooh, if I can already get people to my website, that's hard enough as it is, right? So,
right.
like, that's not really the ideal place, is to have people on your own website. It's okay. I mean, you should certainly do it. That's easy to do, to put your lead magnet on your own website, but you're not getting new eyeballs. So what I really wanted to share with everybody today is what's called a giveaway. And you may have experienced one or participated as just an audience member and not even realize what it is. Essentially, it's a collection of gifts. We're going to use the word gifts, which are technically the lead magnets, that are all curated around. You should have one host, and ideally, the topic is all going to be similar. So it could be all about, let's say, mature women who are stepping into their power and mindset. So we've got, this is kind of the theme of the giveaway. And within it are 20, 30 different contributors. And each contributor is an expert in their own field, and they're all supplying a lead magnet. All right. So think about this. Now, everybody who's contributing, all 30 people, are going to invite everybody that they know, everybody on their list, and say, hey, if you're up to expanding who you are in this world, I've got a great collection of gifts that you might be interested in. And everyone gets invited in, and there they are, each lead magnet, which is a free offer, free gift. And the person gets to pick the ones that they like. And you're like, oh, this one sounds good. and they'll select it. So wouldn't it be great to have your lead magnet that you're so proud of now out with being seen by other people's audiences? And that's exactly what we do. So do you have any questions? Let's before I take it any further, I want to make sure you get the idea of a giveaway. If you've done one, Velma, or seen one, or been invited to one, share with
Well,
me.
I like what one of our members put up there, joint ventures for lead magnets. I really like that, and I think that really does apply here. It's
Yes.
it's a group of people that are in a relatively similar domain that are coming together and saying, let's access each other's lists, let's collaborate together, it's kind of like it's like a potluck.
It's like a potluck. It is, and you get to sample what you like.
Yes.
So again, we're kind of using this theme of women looking to improve their life. One person could be an expert in their diet and eating. Maybe they're a vegan specialist. Somebody else might be really into a mindset. One might be offering how to journal your way into success. Another could be offering your ways to work out for the busy woman. So there's a ton of different things that are not competitive. You understand? They're not competing with each other. We're just going, hey, these are some free resources. I think you'd be interested. Take the ones that you like. And in that space of open-hearted collaboration and an abundance mindset, we continue to get to grow our list. And with any one giveaway, I mean, you can add a couple hundred people onto your email list.
Well, and it creates an exponential opportunity, because I mean, we do these types of things already. Like, so say for example, with me, I might go onto podcasts that have to do with middle-aged divorced women, given that that's my target audience. It might be they may be more interested in what are some of the financial aspects that you need to be paying attention to as you're exiting your marriage, right?
Yes.
So that would be somebody that I would end up collaborating with, because they're serving the same group of people. They're not a competitor. So it's similar. However, this is maximizing it, because it's more than just one podcast. It's all of us coming together that are servicing this industry and creating an opportunity for each other and for those women, creating that ripple effect. And you know, go ahead and switch this up for the context of your industry, whatever that might be, but it's still the same thing. We are creating some really big waves in an opportunity, because we're getting access to and being able to provide something of value to more people by collaborating in a bigger way.
Yes. Yeah, that hard collaboration really goes far here. I'd love if I have your permission to share with you about, like, if you want to be in a giveaway, well, what does that look like? And then that also kind of ties into how Infinite List was born.
Absolutely.
So giveaways, honestly, the back end of them is quite technical, and it takes a lot of work. It's building pages. So the registration page for people, the contributors, to opt in, and then an email sequence that then you're inviting people to the giveaway, and then the page. So if you want to say, we have a lot of clients, as my partner and the founder of Infinite List, Michael Neely, was working with people just like you and teaching them how to do giveaways. And they're like, this is a lot of work. I don't want to get into the tech side of things. It's hard enough for me just to pull together and do my CRM and make landing pages. I do not want to tackle anything else, but I certainly would love to get my lead magnet out in front of more people. So our team does the back end of creating all of the pages, everything that's needed for the giveaway. And our Infinite List community, it's a membership. So members are now able to take complimentary training on how to get the lead magnets up and running. We have community aspect where we actually just had my community call, which is why I'm wearing my shirt. I don't wear it every day. And most importantly, we as members get to say, oh yeah, here's a giveaway on my topic. I'll join that one. And it's included in membership. Oh, here's one that's on my topic, or here's 5 coming up this year that are in my topic. I can sign up for those. It's already included in my membership. There's no other additional fee. And all of the back end is being done. All my responsibility is as a contributor is to make sure you have my lead magnet, and we take that from you. Mm-hmm. And then here's where the collaboration works. And the only way that these giveaways work is everyone who's providing a gift mails out to their audience and invites them to the giveaway.
Okay.
So email and social media. Yep.
So I'm seeing, I've been on the internet for a very long time. And back in the day, and I know they still do these things similarly. It was often, in order to get my book to a bestseller, you buy my book, provide the receipt, and we'll give you all of these gifts, right? So there's always been something similar. But what I'm hearing here, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is this is a no strings attached one. This is not buy this, you get this. This is just, hey, we're giving this to you. Do you want it? And the other part that I'm hearing through all of this is it's kind of like you guys are providing the location for the potluck.
Right. Exactly. We have the venue, we have the invitations, we've set up the party. All you do is come with your dish and you invite your friends, but everybody else has invited their friends. And so now we have, this nice big group of people who are all interested in the same topic showing up, and they get to pick what they want. If they don't like this one, no problem. But if they like yours, name and email address, and they get your lead magnet.
Absolutely. I'm gluten-free, so I can't have that. However, this is really exciting to me, and I can take that. And I love that because it really is offering. It's the only thing that we're requesting from our guests is give us your name and number. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything else except for share who you are with us.
Yeah. So if we go back to our big picture where we started with this, is that your money's in your list, and we need to always keep building our list. And to do that, Michael and I believe that it shouldn't be time consuming, and it shouldn't be expensive. It should be part of your marketing budget.
Right.
And so something, if we just to talk a little bit deeper about the money side of things, there's a cost per lead with anything that you're doing. So there's a cost per lead if you are trying to do Facebook ads. How much money do you have to pay to whatever the social media platform is, or to Google, to get out there enough to actually now get people opting in? And then how good of a fit are the people that are opting in? So you got to take all the money you spent, divide it by how many people showed up, and that's your cost per lead. So the reason we created Infinite List is that we know that we can get the cost per lead significantly lower than these other platforms. Now, we're not telling you not to, you can do that. It can be a both and, if that's already working for you. But we're generally getting a $1 per lead or less. And there's a lot of variables. So it's, that I'm going to use a very safe number that have been seen for years. And so by putting this together in a membership community, you have community support, training, and it's a set monthly membership price of $100 a month. So you can look at the whole year and go, okay, this is what my list building budget is, and you've established it. It's not guessing. You're not waiting to see what Facebook has billed you at the end of the month, and then you cry a little bit, or a lot. is you can see, you know what it is ahead of time, and you also know the time obligation. If you've made one great lead magnet, then you're just going to repurpose that same one. Or you can look at, well, we give you your stats and go, okay, you got a lot of people that looked at your lead magnet, but not a lot of people who clicked on it. So maybe we need to improve something, or we're just going to make the suggestion. Why don't you look at what that is and maybe take some of our training or get some coaching from us. And you can also have more than one lead magnet that's leading people in different windows. I know many of us are multifaceted and we may have different sides to our business or different offers. So you can have a lead magnet that draws people in one way versus another. And that's all, you have a full platform to be able to use your different lead magnets all throughout the year.
Okay, I really like that. When putting it into your marketing budget, because we do require marketing budgets. Excuse me. I also like that you guys provide statistics to be able to tweak and shift what's going on. I know that over the years, I do like to write. So I might write something. I mean, I generally create something new on a regular basis. And so that would give me the opportunity to cycle them. Right. So if this one's statistics are starting to drop, so let's bring this one in and see what happens with that. Give me an opportunity that if I see something is consistently dropping, I've cycled it and it's still consistently dropping. Do I need to rewrite it? Am I clear on who my target audience is? Am I getting into the right giveaway groups, or have I made it to the right potluck? Have I brought, a vegan dish to a carnivore potluck? Right. So I think I love that you guys provide that kind of data, because we're heart centered, but if your mind is not connected to your heart, you're not going anywhere anyway. So you might as well use the data so that you can make sure that your heart is connecting with the right people.
Absolutely. So, and there are a lot of great benefits. I love the community aspect of it. It really is great. There's also somebody, Regina mentioned joint ventures. If you like doing joint ventures like we do, this is a perfect place to meet them, because within the community, you're getting to see who's playing in your category, and you get to meet them, check out their lead magnets, meet them on our community calls on Zoom, and then get together, go off and do your own JVs.
Right. And that's, again, there's a lot of organizations out there that do create the opportunity for JVs, and that's great. What I love about this is it's multi-purpose, right? Because we are dealing with actually creating those lead magnet growth opportunities. We're getting, the per lead cost out of it. We are actually connecting to the right leads. So that's really important, but there's also more opportunities. I like multi-purposing things. Like I meditate and I ground at the same time. I have a grounding mat that I put underneath me while I'm meditating, because I'm the kind of person, it's like, okay, if I'm going to get this done and I'm going to use this time for this, I'm going to get as much done during that time as I possibly can. And that's the opportunity that I see here is, yes, I'm getting my lead magnet out there, but I get to connect with some pretty amazing people that I might be able to create other opportunities with, invite to podcasts, be on their podcasts, summit opportunities. You just never know what might come out of that if you're open to it.
Absolutely. I love that part of it. And if you do any joint venturing, then the bigger your list is, the bigger you can play. So we do have, sorry, that's not the prettiest link of all time. Hopefully it's somewhere they can click on it, because that's going to be a hard one to tap in. Infinite List is a great place for info, and then that will get you where you need to be. If anybody does end up over at Infinite List, and always let us know you came from Heartpreneurs, and we'll make sure that we're sharing the love and saying thank you where it belongs here to Velma and crew.
So I will go in, because, with this being Terry's community, this is something that's basically saying thank you to Terry, because she's created this opportunity for us to be able to connect to you. And I'm super grateful. I have so much enjoyed this conversation. It's brought me a little bit to my roots from, 20 years ago with my first business, and modernized it. I really love what's been created out of this. So I will be going into the community and providing this link so people can just click it and go through, because I like simple and I want to make y'all's life simple. So thank you so much for your time, Krista. This was
it's my pleasure.
fantastic.
It's really great. I mean, my heart is into helping all of you out there with your businesses to get out in front of more people, so you're no longer a secret and you have more people familiar with your work, and you're getting more customers, more clients, and making profit, making money in the work that you really are committed to do in the world. And that's a great way. This is a way to help you step into that.
Beautiful. Thanks again for your time. Thank you for coming and listening to us. If you are watching this on YouTube, come on over to Heartpreneurs with Terry Levine at Facebook and join up with more heart-based business owners like yourself, like myself, like Krista and Terry. This is the place that you will love to be. Thanks, and have a brilliant day. We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much.